Hello everyone. Today I will tell you a story. The story is titled, Quirky and the Moment I Felt Enough. Please like and subscribe to my channel if you appreciate me. You can skip this if you don't and oppose. Like this video. Thank you very much. The story begins as follows. Some mornings begin with ambition. Others begin with alarms, unfinished thoughts, and the quiet weight of responsibilities waiting at the door. That morning belonged to the second kind. I woke before the sun fully rose, staring at the ceiling as if it might offer instructions for the day ahead. My phone glowed beside me with notifications I wasn't ready to face. Messages, deadlines, reminders of things I hadn't done yet. Before I could sink deeper into that familiar heaviness, I heard a soft tap, tap, tap. Quirky's tail. He wasn't barking. He wasn't demanding. He was simply standing beside the bed, wagging his tail like a gentle metronome, as if keeping time with the rhythm of the world. When I finally sat up, he tilted his head in that perfectly unbalanced way of his. One ear flopped sideways, eyes bright with uncomplicated joy. It didn't matter that I hadn't accomplished anything yet. It didn't matter that my to-do list was longer than yesterday. To him, I had already arrived. I reached down and rubbed the spot behind his ears. He leaned into my hand as though it were the most important place in the universe. Outside, morning light filtered through the window, touching the floor in soft gold lines. Quirky trotted toward the door, then paused and looked back, making sure I followed. This was our ritual. He leads, I follow, and somehow the day begins. The air outside was cool and fresh. The neighborhood was quiet, wrapped in the kind of peace that disappears once engines start and schedules take over. Quirky sniffed every leaf with deep concentration, as if each scent held a secret message written just for him. I checked my phone again, reflexively. He sat down and looked at me, not impatient, not annoyed, just present. So I slipped the phone back into my pocket. We walked slowly, without urgency. No goals, no destination, just the sound of our footsteps and the whisper of morning wind. For the first time that day, I breathed fully. Back home, the day tried to resume its usual speed. Emails, tasks, half-finished ideas spread across my desk like scattered puzzle pieces. Quirky settled near my feet, turning in 3 slow circles before collapsing into a sighing bundle of warmth. I typed. He slept. I paused. He opened one eye. Whenever I leaned back in my chair, he thumped his tail twice, as if confirming I was still there. By mid-morning, the pressure returned. I stared at my screen, feeling the familiar tension in my chest, the quiet fear of not doing enough. Not being enough, not keeping up. Then Quirky stood, stretched dramatically, and placed his chin on my knee. No dramatic intervention. No heroic rescue. Just contact. I scratched under his chin. His eyes closed in complete trust. In that small moment, nothing else demanded my attention. We moved to the kitchen, where he supervised breakfast with the seriousness of a professional inspector. A piece of toast dropped. Purely accidental, of course, and he accepted his role in cleanup operations with gratitude. Later, sunlight poured across the floor in a warm rectangle. Quirky positioned himself precisely in its center, sighing as if he had discovered the secret to happiness and intended to keep it. I joined him on the floor. Dust floated through the golden light. Somewhere in the distance, a motorbike passed. A neighbor laughed. The world continued without needing me to chase it. Quirky rolled onto his back, paws suspended in the air, trusting gravity and the universe equally. I rubbed his belly. His tail swept the floor in slow, content arcs. And something inside me loosened. Not because I solved anything. Not because the day became easier. But because, in that quiet patch of sunlight, nothing was missing. The afternoon arrived gently, without announcement. The sun softened. Shadows stretched across the walls. I had completed some tasks. Others remained. For once, the unfinished pieces didn't feel like failures. They simply belonged to tomorrow. Quirky woke from his nap and trotted over, bringing with him a slightly chewed toy, an offering, an invitation, a reminder that play is not something we outgrow, but something we forget. We played in the living room. The game had no rules. The toy changed ownership frequently. His enthusiasm turned each small victory into a celebration. When he finally flopped down, panting happily, I lay beside him on the cool floor tiles. We listened to the quiet hum of the house. I thought about how often I chased bigger goals, faster progress, louder successes, believing that fulfillment waits somewhere ahead. Yet here was this small creature, content with sunlight, a walk, a piece of toast, and my presence. No comparison, no striving, no doubt, just being. As evening approached, we stepped outside again. The sky shifted into soft pastels. A breeze carried the scent of distant cooking fires and damp earth. Corky walked beside me, not pulling ahead, not lagging behind, simply matching my pace. In that moment, I felt something rare and steady settle inside me. Not excitement, not relief, not victory. Enough, not because everything was perfect, but because everything that truly mattered was already here. I reached down and rested my hand on his head. He leaned gently into my leg as we stood together, watching the last light fade. No words were needed. We had shared the day, and the day had been enough. That evening, as Corky slept curled beside my chair, I realized how quietly he had guided me through the day. He did not change my responsibilities or remove life's pressures. Instead, he reminded me that presence is more powerful than perfection. In a world that constantly encourages us to chase more success, more productivity, more recognition, animals live in a rhythm of sufficiency. They respond to care, attention, and connection rather than status or achievement. Corky did not need me to be impressive. He needed me to be there. This lesson reaches far beyond one ordinary day. When we slow down to share space with animals, we relearn empathy, patience, and the value of gentle companionship. Caring for them nurtures kindness within us, and that kindness flows outward into our relationships with other people and the environment we share. If we allow ourselves to pause, breathe, and notice the simple beauty around us, we begin to recognize that contentment is not something we earn at the end of striving. It is something we practice in the present moment. Live more slowly. Offer your presence freely. Care deeply. Sometimes, feeling enough begins with noticing that you already are.